Washington, D.C., the nation's From Washington, D.C., we bring you to the Verizon Center, the home of the Wizards. A quick check now at the starting lineup. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I spoke briefly with Randy Whitman. He knows they're up against a team that plays best when they're getting to the rim. He told me that their number one concern is going to be sliding over to help on any drives and closing up any lanes to the hoop as quickly as possible. Good rotation is key, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And Steve and Clark, what do you make of his comments to the media after their last game?
You know, playing in your first game is an eye-opening experience, to say the least. I mean, everything moves 100% faster than anything you've been part of before. College and preseason help you prepare, but there's no substitute for the real thing.
No question, Clark. I remember going from preseason to the regular season. It was such a jump in intensity. It really startled me. I mean, preseason's pretty simple, pretty easy. All of a sudden, the regular season starts and everybody's going, as you said, 100% faster.
Here's Mr. Clutch, defended by Beal.
For the Wizards, I thought injuries a big reason they didn't have the season they hoped for. They do have some things they can build off of, though. The one that sticks out to me was how they were able to improve their defense last year and became pretty good at limiting easy shots.
Pass to Noel. The feed now to Young. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
Let's check out the stat sheet here on Thaddeus Young. Very nice season for him last year. 10th in steals, and he's also a top 20 shooter from the field. So really a nice all-around offensive year for him.
And Steve, I don't think you can overstate his steal numbers. I mean, they're way up there. And it's a credit to his concentration and his quickness and his aggressiveness.
Spencer Hawes is checked in for the 76ers. James Anderson comes in for Jason Richardson. And going back to what you said, Clark, about the Wizards, they did improve dramatically in terms of defense and had one of the top 10 Ds in the league. Steve, not bad for a team that is clearly building around you.
And that's a great sign, because normally when you have young players, you struggle defensively more than at the offensive end. So this is a group that has plenty of potential, and I think we're seeing that this season, as they continue to get better in terms of rebounding and defending the paint.
Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Heat.
And Kevin, they put so much effort into the final few minutes of regulation in that game that they were pretty burned out in the overtime period.
Yeah, that's an excellent call by you, Steve. I thought there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Anderson. Here's Mr. Clutch. Here's Hawes. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
The offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup. It's a foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it.
Feeds it to Beal. At the Wall. Wall gets a screen from Nene. And Wall. Here we go now. Kicks it to Porter. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Wall. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Taking a look at the 76ers. Evan Turner and Thaddeus Young at the forward slots. Richardson out there with Mr. Clutch. And it's Noel in at the 5 spot. Washington leading now by 8. Ball's knocked loose. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Terrible transition defense there.
I think it would have been pointless, Steve. There was no way anybody was beating him to the basket there.
Wall dishes to Beal. Back to Wall. Steps back and shoots. Wall with another miss.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
Lets it fly from 18. Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his from here tonight. Now the pass to Wall. The dish to Porter. Nene left side. He's against Young. 5 to shoot. And it's rejected. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Heat made some terrific plays. He had 18 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. We could see his role in this offense expand if he puts together more games like this one, guys.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away. Clearly, Steve.
Yeah, he played a huge role for them. His contributions are always important, but I thought he was particularly good that night.
Yeah, he was very solid. Just really locked in, engaged, on task. Solid performance tonight.
And Wall kicks to Porter. Back to Wall. Pass to Okafor. Outside, Wall. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And Clark, to the point you made about the 76ers, scoring was hard enough for them at home. But with 20,000 people booing you and playing on foreign rims, Steve, it got that much tougher for him. Here's Maynard.
Already he's looking at his third foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the third quarter.
The Wizards have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. The first one falls.
Well, great focus at the free throw line. They're taking care of business.
That's exactly how you keep on the lead. 100% free throwing for the quarter. That'll do it.
Here's Mr. Clutch. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And that's now 7 points for Mr. Clutch. Maynard kicks to Ariza. Just 3 on the clock. No good. And that concludes the first half. Wizards lead by 11. We'll be back shortly live from the...
Now, presented by Sprint. This is 2K Sports, and I'm Damon Bruce, coming to you live on a Friday night. Out in Washington, the Wizards have the lead against Philadelphia. Their great passing has been... The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. Well, third.
76ers having lots of trouble defending against Porter.
9 points, and they've got to be happy with his work on the glass, too.
Oh, they have to. He's not giving up any ground in the paint, and when the ball goes up, it's his.
Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Otto, Porter, and Nene at the forwards. And it's Okafor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Shot clock at 5. Beal can't get it to go.
You know, last year nobody was quite sure the role Evan Turner would have, but as the season went on, he played his way into the rotation by earning the trust of his coach. I thought he made some good strides in his game.
Wizards leading by 11. All with it. He has 5. And they're moving it up. Young, covered by Wall. And Young slams it home.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And Turner, the number 2 overall pick back in 2010. Clark, it seemed NBA stardom awaited, but so far, it just hasn't worked that way.
It's still on the horizon for him. You got to remember now, he's only in his 4th year. He's a terrific ball handler, rebounder, 6'7", can play the point forward position for you. Traded
46 seconds left to play here in the third. Booker the pass to Ariza. He kicks it to Singleton. He passes to Booker. dishes it to Singleton. Shot clock at 6. From deep three-point range, Brown with the rebound. Pacers trail by 13. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 7. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Mr. Clutch has got 10. 9 seconds left here in the third quarter. Maynard dishes to Ariza. Pulls from the top of the key. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Wizards. They lead by 12. And we're just moments away from the...
Want to be a part of the action? Then come out to a 76...
As we get going. Wizards leading by 16. And so in the game for the 76ers, Evan Turner and Thaddeus Young at the forward slot. Mr. Clutch out there with Richardson. And it's Noel in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011. And in this offseason, they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets.
From deep. No good from Mr. Clutch.
I tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open.
51 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And Webster kicks to Harrington. The Wizards working the ball around now. Hooker the pass to Harrington. No good on the 3. And back to the Sixers. I guess for the Wall Street ownership group, going mathematical is something they were, stay pretty comfortable with.
Well, it's something that a lot of teams are going to now, Kevin. The new owners, a lot of them businessmen, they want to turn to math to try to figure this whole thing out. Bottom line, though, is it's a combination. It's not just stats. It's talent, chemistry, coaching. A lot of things that goes into winning.
And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Well, their offense is kicked into gear, but seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw. First free throw is good. Maynard hits them both. Here's Mr. Clutch. Off the mark. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, Kevin Harlan saying see you next time.